Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel, and as you can see right now on your screen, we are on the tier maker, and today we will be, ranking all the protagonists in Assassin's Creed. Before I go any further though, I do want to apologize. I know the content hasn't been regular. It's been a while since I have really been able to put some effort into my content. That's because, well, I started my master's degree now, and well, for the first... Wow, there's an ambulance going outside right now. Well, for the first few months, we basically had 2 months to complete a 4-month semester. So we are kind of crunched right now. So I'm sorry the content is a bit slow, but don't worry, it will pick up probably after February, after I'm done with the exams of my first semester. So yeah, I don't know who Dylan Robb is. Good job, my guy. Thanks for making this. And also, this is totally not something I'm ripping off. This is totally not something someone I follow on Twitter did first, and I am now doing it. So yeah, this is totally original idea. So yeah, let's get started with the video. But before I do that though, there is one creepy thing I want to show you, which is this. So as you can see, I am looking right at the camera right now, but I am not looking at the camera right now. That's the creepy thing. This is a new feature that Nvidia has, which essentially places your eyes so that it always makes eye contact. It is really creepy, so I'm going to turn it off now. It is really creepy. But anyway, let's get on with the video itself. Alright, so this is not in any order whatsoever, and some of these I will explain what these are when we get to them. So let's get started with the first one. So Adwale. So of course he was, I'm going to get clear which game they belong to. So he was obviously our quartermaster in the main game of Black Flag, but then he becomes an assassin, he leaves us and, does his assassin stuff. He was the main protagonist in the Freedom Cry expansion. And you know what, I'm going to put the first one. He's absolutely lovely. So those are my characters, by the way. Super special, absolutely lovely, better than most, can do better, don't even, and not rated. So yeah, before I go though, the reason why there are not rated, and I've especially put Ezio there, is because, well, Ezio was in here 3 times. So I thought I was supposed to rate them game wise, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to cover the characters. So since Ezio is already in it, he's here. Clay is not a protagonist. I don't know why he was even here. So yeah, you get the point. Now we have Alexios. Let's not dwell on it. He's not the canon protagonist. He is actually the villain, and he's not a good one at that. So I'm not even going to talk about it. Altair, well, come on. Where else am I going to put him? Like, he's literally the ambassador for Assassin's Creed. Like, he is going to be there. Armour, I'm going to say better than most. Actually, I should have written better than some. I can still change it. Then some. There we go. No. Yeah, that's better. Better than some, not most. Better than some. Alright, next we have Aveline. Actually, I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing her name wrong, but I cannot get her name right. I don't know why, but I just cannot get her name right. Aveline de Grand Prix, something. I cannot get her name right. I don't know why. And I would say, like, she was good. Actually, I would put her, that was an accident. I would put her in the same character as Arno. She is a decent protagonist, but to be fair, she didn't really get much time. Liberation really wasn't that big of a game. Like, it was obviously a spin-off, more like. So yeah, she didn't get much time. Maybe with more time, she could have been higher on the list. Now we have Aya or Amunet. And this is, I would say, the first I would say controversial one here. I'm going to say can do better. Like, there's reason for that. I'm going to justify why I'm putting her here. Because in the lore, she is one of the most badass assassins ever, considering the fact that she assassinated Julius Caesar. Like, she started the assassination of Julius Caesar. Or did she end the assassination of Julius Caesar? No, she started it, yeah. So, considering the fact that she was also responsible for assassinating Cleopatra, as far as I recall, so she is one of the most iconic members of the Creed. But the way she was handled in Origins, I feel like the game Origins absolutely wasted her. her potential was absolutely wasted. And especially what we came to know later on, that there was a plan to include more of her in the game, but it was cut because of reasons that I won't mention here right now, but the reasons at this point which everyone knows. Well, yeah, like they could have done something so much better with this. Like with Bayek and Aya, like Bayek got his time. Bayek got his time to shine in Origins, but Aya, or rather I should say Amunet, she didn't. Even though she is one of the most important characters in Assassin's Creed, and it pisses me off, honestly. Like, she should have gotten more time, and she should have really gotten more effort into her. So yeah, can do better, definitely. Now Basim, I'm gonna say not rated yet, because I like the way the character is set up right now. I like that he's a reincarnation of, okay, so spoilers for, you know what, screw that, Valhalla has been out for 3 years now. Basim is a reincarnation of Loki, but he's also an assassin, and we are going to see his journey into becoming an assassin in the next game, but the next game is not out yet, so I'm not going to rate him as a protagonist just yet. So yeah, I actually forgot to put him here, so now I have done that. Now Bayek, I would say better than some. Now Bayek, in my opinion, the performance, if I just consider the voice acting performance, he's S tier. There is no doubt in my mind that Bayek was very well acted. Like, he carried the character and the writing of Origins, in my opinion. But there are some things, like the writing in Origins, in my opinion, is not that bad, but it could have been a lot better. Again, that's in my opinion. And Bayek's character does suffer from that, and the fact that even though they are the founders of the whole Assassin Brotherhood, they really could have handled that better, and that stings a little bit. So I'm gonna say better than some. Connor, I would say definitely could have been done better. Like Connor, when we start off, when we go as a young Connor, when we go to Achilles, there's a lot of potential for that character, and I feel like they absolutely wasted it. And the fact that he killed my favorite character in the franchise doesn't help. So I'm gonna say can do better. Desmond Miles, better than some. No, Desmond Miles, I would say his character pretty much peaked in Brotherhood. After that, it was so-so. Like, yeah, he was still a good character, I guess, but like, they could have done so much more with him. In fact, you know what? I'm going to downgrade him a little bit, because the sheer potential that Desmond had and that the team absolutely wasted with him, like, he could have been something so much better, but he wasn't. But I would still say Brotherhood Desmond is better than many characters, which is why I actually put him there. But no, in hindsight, yeah, can do better. Edward Kenway, I have no doubt in my mind that he is a special character. Like, yeah, he's not an assassin, but that's the whole point. He becomes an assassin. He understands what it means to be an assassin, and that's what he channels throughout the game. Like, he learns his lessons, he learns from his experiences, and he becomes a better person. He could be an example to everyone, everywhere. It doesn't matter what you believe in, it doesn't matter where you come from, you can always be a better version of yourself. So yeah, he's absolutely S tier for me. One of the best protagonists I have ever played in any game. So yeah. Evie Frye, I'm gonna say lovely. Like, in a game, like, say, I do not like Syndicate. I enjoyed it. Like, I played it because, you know, I liked the city of London. I liked Evie to some extent. And I don't, like, yeah, I don't really like Jacob, but also, I'll get to the reasons why. And that's kind of a spoiler. So yeah. But I do like Evie because she's the assassin there. She's the actual assassin in the whole game. Like, when everything is making fun of the franchise, she's the one who is actually holding up that end of Assassin's Creed. So for me, she's an absolutely lovely character. Like, she's good. And also, you know, she ends up with an Indian guy. So good for us, you know. She's innate here. Next we have Ezio Auditore. I mean, do we need to really say anything here? I mean, anything other than S tier would be pretty much an injustice to his character. So yeah, S tier right there. So Eivor, and when I say Eivor, again, I don't know why I need to keep making this clear. Eivor means the woman who is actually in England. I have made 2 videos on this. If you are still confused about this, Go watch those videos, that should clear it up a little bit. So yeah, the person, Eivor, who is running around in England is the woman, and the guy is Odin or Havi. And I'll get to him as well because he's also a protagonist. So Eivor, I would say, she's one of these two. You know what, I'm gonna say better than some. Like, especially with the kind of ending she got. Like, a lot of people felt like the ending wasn't that good, but I felt like the ending was fine. Like, the way she sort of reconciles with Odin in a way is fine. I mean, it's not the approach that Basim took, or for example, Sigurd took, or any of the sages for that matter. So yeah, there is definitely something to her. Like, I feel like she could have been handled a lot better, but still, her and Sigurd's story is one of the best in the entire franchise. So yeah, but definitely better than some, but I wouldn't say lovely. And now we go on to Haytham Kenway. Now, to be fair, yes, he did have sort of a background role in Assassin's Creed 3 as well, but we do start off playing as him, and we play him for quite a while. So yeah, he's S tier. There is no Templar character. Okay, I wouldn't say there's no Templar character. There are several Templars, especially in Assassin's Creed 1, who really sort of like make you understand what the Templars are all about. But there isn't a single man who perfectly personifies being a Templar. That is him. Like, he's the one person, if you want to understand what Templars are about, he's the person. So yeah, absolutely phenomenal character. And yeah, he's there right with his father. Now we move on to the Initiate. So if I'm correct, so I'm going to make some assumptions here, of course. So in Initiate, essentially we are talking about the modern day protagonist of Unity and Syndicate, which automatically puts him right here because we don't do shit. Like, it's literally a cutscene. All we are doing is literally just viewing memories, and we are us. So do not like the whole thing. It's an unnamed protagonist thing. Absolute garbage representation there. So yeah, I am just not gonna bother with that. Jacob Frye. Yeah, I'm not gonna explain. Kassandra, I'm gonna say better than some. Now, Kassandra, if you go by her novel, should be higher. Should definitely be higher. But considering the game and considering the character that was portrayed in the game, again, I think she runs into the same problem as Bayek, where her performance was really good. Like, Cassandra's voice acting was really good, but she was let down by the story itself. So yeah, like, with the performance, I would probably put her a lot higher, but she was definitely let down by the story. Layla, again, like, modern day ever since AC3 just hasn't gone well, and even considering the fact that Desmond isn't can do better, yeah, it wasn't really doing that well either. But that was never really the point of modern day. The point of modern day was to ground the series somewhere. So yeah, anyway, that's not, I'm going off topic here. So yeah, Layla, she had her moments, but overall, she wasn't a good protagonist. Now we go to Odin, and I would say in terms of like the way the character was handled, I would say better than some. Because, yeah, like, the way he shows us the way like Odin was thinking, the way we see him, the way we see him approach his problems, like, we understand who Odin is, and then we see who Eivor is, and then we can sort of have that contrast between these two people. They are two very separate people, even though they are the exact same people. It's a very, very weird story. Like, Valhalla really sort of, if I just always keep considering, if they had not made Valhalla so bloated, it really would have been one of the best stories in gaming. Like, it has its weirdness, it has its emotional moments, like, it hits properly. It was well acted for the most part. The presentation was awful, but then again, it's a 100-hour game. Of course, they can't have mocap cutscenes for every one of them. Like, 100 hours is not a joke. But then again, it's not really a 100 hours game. It's like a 20-hour story stretched into a 100 hours game, which is the problem. And so the game suffers for it, and definitely the characters suffer for it. Other than that, though, these are really good characters. So yeah. Now, I don't know what this is. I'm gonna keep it here, because I have no idea what this is, because the protagonist of like all the other modern, so this is a modern helix sign, so the protagonist is, well, Layla. So then what is this? So I don't know this. As we go to the next one, which is Numbskull, so this is talking about the modern day protagonist of Black Flag and Rogue. So now I always had one confusion. I don't actually know if Rogue and Black Flag have the same protagonist, but either way they suck, so they're gonna stay here. Now we end off with Shay Patrick Cormac. I'm gonna put him here. Alright, so to be fair, some characters are better than him, but he is still one of the only Templars we got. And to be fair, the way he sort of goes from the Assassins to the Templars, he's not just joining Templars because, oh, I don't like Assassins anymore, or like the Assassins betrayed me and now I'm a Templar. You know, like how Layla did, is she was essentially like, oh, I'll always be an Assassin. No, you literally just joined the Assassins a year ago. And not even a year ago, because at the end of Origins, she when Williams comes around, William Miles comes around, she's like, oh, okay, I'm joining, but that doesn't make us friends. And she went from that to, I'll always be an assassin in less than a year. That doesn't happen. That was bullshit. So yeah, that was really stupid. Like with Edward Kenway, you can see sort of that he is impersonating an assassin, then he runs into the Templars, he faces a lot, he loses a lot, and then he sort of understands, like, yeah, like it's all right, like, yeah, I do relate more with the assassins. But with Layla, it was absolutely not justified at all. But again, with Shay, so back to the point, with Shay, it was like the decisions that he took, like it wasn't like he started hating the assassins for what they were. He was just trying to do better. He was just trying to, save the world from the recklessness of those assassins. So that makes sense for me. And the fact that he became a Templar, that he actually started believing in the cause for the Templars, that's just a bonus. So yeah, lovely character. So yeah, that's my tier list. Feel free to tell me how much you disagree with this. Actually, like 10 people are going to watch it, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I'm just gonna excuse myself over here. And well, if you enjoyed this, then like the video and subscribe. You know the drill. So do that. And wow, I haven't made a video in a while. I've forgotten how to do the outro. So anyway, all that said, I found it. That's what I say every time. Yeah. So all that said, I will leave you guys in peace.